Dick, how dare you combine old videos into one part, you money greedy, clickbaiting, milking cunt. First of all, I don't make any money on my videos. If you somehow see an ad on this video, it's because I haven't disabled whatever the fuck this shit is. And second, you know what I'm saying? YouTube has become a sea of red arrows and a sea where quantity is an important aspect. This is just a hobby for me, but it's not very motivating when your channel is, dying and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And if I can turn 7 videos into one, I'm gonna do that. I'm even on the edge, you know what I'm saying, of uploading trailers and shit like that to this channel, because this year's E3, YouTubers was uploading trailers like crazy. In the future, also, I'll be uploading no commentary videos as a way to boost, my channel a little. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, yeah, that's my input about that. I just wanted to address this concern some people might have and explain why. And hey, at least I don't post spoilers about leaks in my thumbnails or try to profit off of dead people, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my input about that. And if you're new, welcome. This is a discussion video where I talk about how events would go down if I wrote The Walking Dead the final season. So feel free to watch the full episode 1 vid right here or check out the individual parts and shit like that. I recommend you listen to this as a, like a podcast in the background or whatever while you're doing something else, like, I don't know, playing games or doing home. No, actually, don't listen to this while you're doing homework, because, yeah, it probably will fuck up your grades. Anyways, enjoy.
Now, what do you do if I get bit?
So we start out at the fishing scene. AJ replies to Clem's question. He's like, do what you had to do with Lee. Then try to find new people, but always be careful trusting strangers. And if that don't work out, then that's it. He gonna make it quick, referring to his last bullet. So that's how I feel like AJ will answer Clem's question. And after that, if I wrote shit, whatchamacallit, you see Clem, you see her facial expressions, you know what I'm saying? She feels a bit down that this is what the world has come to, but she understands it's necessary that AJ has to remember all these things even though he's 6-year-old. Because when she was 6-year-old, all she had to remember was school lessons and mundane stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? But AJ, entirely different. You gotta remember all of these shit. Yeah. After the little talk, they walk back to the car that they have. Yeah, they forgot to mention. Yeah, they got a car. How else would they? Yeah, that's how the man is on the road. Yeah, they got a car. Anyway, hey, okay. So yeah, after that, they go back to a car which they drove into the forest or whatever with. And they're gonna, set up camp and grill the fish and shit like that. So they grill their shit in the woods. They have a car driven into the woods. Pretty deep into the woods because you gotta conceal that shit, you know what I'm saying? Can't stay on the road, can't park that shit on the road because otherwise people might find that shit and stuff like that. Gotta hide as much as possible. So yeah, they sit next to the car, grilling the fish and stuff like that. Have a little bit of a talk, and AJ, AJ getting tired of being on the road, so he's like, hey man, we need a communities safer and shit like that. And then Clem tells him, if we're lucky we'll run into some decent people, but you always gotta be careful and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens as we go on the road. That's basically Clem's answer. After that, Clem takes AJ to bed. They basically sleep in their car, and Clem prepares a little cautious fingerly ding. So basically, Clem conceals the car's like in the woods next to a tree or whatever. Then she conceals that shit, you know what I'm saying, with a bunch of vegetation. Gotta be careful. Then she digs a ditch around the car, alright? Listen how I'm thinking, alright? She digs a ditch around the car, alright? So, and hides the ditch, hides the ditch with more vegetation. And she got all these sound traps around it too. Around it, all of that shit. So, in case somebody, come near the car, in case somebody see, oh, this is a suspicious looking bush or whatever next to a tree, if they walk up to that shit, they'll fall down the ditch and they'll set off these sound traps, which are cans and shit like that, which will make Clem wake up, and get out the strap, This takes Clem maybe like 2 hours or shit like that to prepare, I guess, the safety shit so that AJ and her can go to bed, but it's worth it. Because Clem is always extra cautious, you know what I'm saying? AJ is her last family shit left, and she been out on the road for a long time, and this is how they manage. You can't be too careful. So yeah, after Clem digs out the ditch and whatever, shit like that, and the sound traps and all of that shit around, she goes to bed in the car with AJ. So then Clem tries to tell AJ a bedtime story, but he's like, nah. We've seen signs of this in the trailer where Clem tries to, AJ's a kid. Clem tries to, teach kids what you do with kids, live the kid life, sing songs and shit like that. But then AJ didn't want the song. He said it was stupid. And now he's like, it's really unnecessary for the bedtime story. It's unnecessary for our survival. I'm only thinking about survival and stuff like that right now. The world's full of monsters. I feel like we should just try to go to bed, get some sleep right away. So Clem gets shut down when she tries to tell AJ the bedtime story, and she's like, ah, shit, man, alright, let's go to sleep then. And they pass out. Shoo! Next morning, AJ wakes up alone in the car because Clem woke up earlier. She's basically now refilled a bit of the ditch so they could drive out, you know what I'm saying? Because she dug the ditch around the car, they can't drive out, they'll fall into the ditch. So she put in, she put in dirt and fill the hole, you know what I'm saying? So they could drive out of the ditch and shit like that. Yeah. Time consuming, but you can't be extra cautious and shit like that. Anyways, so she dig in the ditch, then she get on top of the car, and she look around outside the woods. You can see roads, you can see outside of shit, you can see like, yeah, they basically, yeah, pretty high up, shit like that, yeah. She got a good view with the binoculars. And they spot a gas station. Woohoo! But there's one problem. The gas station is between a herd of walkers. A fucking huge herd of walkers. One of the biggest one they've seen. So, they ain't got a lot of gas. So they got a choice to make. Keep on driving with little gas until the gas runs out. Or, check this shit out. Cover themselves in walker guts. Do the perfume trick, you know what I'm saying? Go between the herd. Get the gas. We're not sure if there's gas in the gas station, but hey, that's the best chance they got of getting more gas so that they could drive on longer. Otherwise, car's gonna run out of gas. They're gonna have to continue their journey on foot eventually. So Clem and AJ decides to go to the gas station. They're driving towards the gas station, but they gotta stop pretty far away because otherwise the walkers are gonna be able to hear the car, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna be, busted, discovered and shit like that. So in order to, sneak through the herd and shit like that, stealth, they stop driving. Yeah, pretty far away actually, yeah. So they drive the car into the woods in order to hide it. And along the way, they stop and mark trees, so when they go back they'll find the car, you know what I'm saying? Because the woods are pretty big, and yeah, where do we go? We ain't got no GPS, Google Maps shit around here no more, or if we ever had it. So yeah, whatchamacallit, they conceal, she does the ditch trick again. They conceal the car in the woods, drive it in kind of deep into the woods, and along the way they mark trees with small markers, you know what I'm saying, with a knife So, in order, when they get back, you know what I'm saying, they can find their car. Clem always does the ditch trick when they're leaving the car behind. When they're sleeping in it, or when they're leaving it behind for fishing or some shit like that. Because you don't want anybody to find the car. So she does the ditch trick once again. After they hide the car and mark all the trees and all that jazz, you know what I'm saying, they continue the journey, walking in the woods towards the gas station. They're not walking on the road, they're walking in the woods beside the road in case a car drop by with the wrong kind of people, You can never be too cautious. Gotta be careful around here. Wrong people are in the apocalypse and shit, you don't want to run into them. So, they continue walking on foot towards the gas station through the woods. Then, they arrive at the herd. So they stop a little bit further away where the herd is finished, you know what I'm saying? They stop away from the herd, where the herd is finished, and then Clem tells AJ, stay here, hide behind this tree, you know what I'm saying? And then Clem takes a pine cone, throws it, and it's like 4 walkers where she threw it at the herd, where the herd is finished and shit like that. But only 2 walkers reacted because the herd is so loud, everywhere. This herd is huge. Yeah, this is a good visual representation or whatever. But anyway, so yeah, so two walkers react. They start walking towards, you know, where the sound come from and shit like that. They see you turn around and shit like that. What the fuck going on? So whatchamacallit, Clem hiding behind a tree, and she's like, hey, stay a little bit further away, AJ. Then she pops up behind a tree, bam, kicks one of the walkers' knees in. He falls to the ground, or she, whatever. Hey, you don't assume a walker's gender. The walker falls to the ground, and then the one standing, bam, stab at him in the head. The one on the ground, pew, stab at it, shoot him. Yeah, and then cover yourself in walker guts. Then after they smeared himself in guts and shit like that, you know what I'm saying, Clem is like, AJ, my bad, man. You gotta stay behind, you know what I'm saying? I ain't risking you going through the walker. And AJ's like, what? Come on, I wanna go with you. And Clem's like, no, it's too risky. You cannot do that. So what Clem does instead is, there's like woods and shit nearby and shit like that. There's a tree and shit nearby the road and shit like that. So she rappels up AJ with a safety rope and shit like that, so he ain't gonna fall. Don't worry, it's safety rope, tingly ding. Yeah, okay. So basically, AJ is left with canned food, comic books, knives, gun, binoculars. So she tells AJ, stay here until the sun goes down. If I don't come back, then you're gonna have to go on without me. Okay, I'm not risking you going through the herd. You stay up here and keep an eye out with the binoculars in case you see any people. Make sure to be quiet if any people shows up. And yeah, walkers can't get to you from here, you know what I'm saying? So it's cool. Stay up here, be quiet, read comic books, eat your food, keep an eye out with the binoculars, and I'll be right back. So yeah, again, Clem does this because she doesn't want AJ going through the herd. And in case any people show up, he'll be hiding up in a tree. Yeah. So AJ's sitting there, chilling, you know, reading comic book, looking for binoculars. He got a good view up in the tree, eating canned food, you know what I'm saying? And just waiting. Meanwhile, Clem goes through the herd without a problem. No, she done this a lot of times before. So she grabs a walker real quick, makes a cock catcher of it, and just keeps on walking through the herd. The herd is huge, bro. Like, she can't even hear herself think because the herd is so loud. She keeps on walking, and it seems like the herd is endless until finally she sees the gas station between the herd. Yeah, we're gonna get gas now. Finally arriving at the gas station. Yeah, gotta get gas, you know what I'm saying? Finally we can continue on longer on the car and shit. Don't have to go by foot. Yeah, psych. Fuck out of here, man. You thought I was gonna do that? Nah. Okay, so basically, you know these gas thingies, the tank station, whatever the fuck, empty. She tries to look inside the gas station if there's any gas can there. The fucking windows, doors, everything is barricaded by doors. So what's she gonna do? She cannot pry the planks open. She can't pry the planks and crawl into the ship because it would make too much noise and she would be busted. You know, walkers would see like, hey man, this ain't walker behavior. Oh shit, let's tore her down in a second, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, she's gonna get torn up if she pries up the planks. So basically, shit, bruh, my bad. No gas outside of the gas tinkly ding, and we can't look inside because it would make too much noise. So Clem is frustrated as fuck, bruh. Like, shit, like, nah, this herd is so big that it took her. They drove all this way. They had to hide the car in the woods. They have to go on foot. Then she got do the thing with AJ in the tree. Then she got to go through the herd, which is so big that it took like all of this shit took like 4 hours longer. The sun is starting to come down even and shit like that. And all of this way, no gas. There might be gas inside, but shit, can't open it. Hey man, get my bad. I had to do it. And then Clem standing there thinking to herself, fuck man, fuck this shit, holy shit. And while she thinking that, she looks in the distance bam, 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 bam. Walker starts falling to the ground. She sees heads getting popped. Pam, pam, pam. They staple up like a fucking ocean, adding up like water, shit like that. Drip, 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 drip. They're getting their head popped, shit like that. Everybody getting shot up, the walkers and shit like that. Fuck. She has to get on the ground, otherwise she's gonna get herself popped in the head. So what she does, kills the cowcatcher real quick, gets on the ground, throws the cowcatcher over her and shit like that. So more and more walkers, you know, getting popped, falling to the ground. The sea is building up, and Clem getting consumed by this sea, bruh. More and more walkers start adding up on top of her. Her vision darkening and shit like that. As more and more walkers, one after the other, boom, 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 until everything is black. She can barely breathe, and now we cut to the title screen. Then we cut to AJ's perspective. He looking through his binoculars. He sees that 4 minibuses are pulling up. He wants to climb down, run through the herd or some shit, like get through the herd as fast as possible and then warn Clem. But if he runs through the herd, he's gonna get discovered. And if he walks, he's not gonna make it in time to warn Clem anyway. And he doesn't want to get discovered, like Clem told him. Be careful, you know, if any people show up, you gotta be careful and shit like that. So all he can do is just sit there and watch. He watches while the minibuses pull up. Out of the minibuses, 20 people, about 20 people covered in walker blood pop up. They got suppressed sniper rifle, assault rifle, AK, all kind of guns, you know what I'm saying? So a few other people, they go from the edge of the road, they go into the woods, hide in there. Other people, they watch the road. The other people, they get on top of the car, start clearing out the herd with their suppressed sniper rifles. AJ panicking. He know Clem in the herd. He's like, shit, what, she might get shot and shit like that. So he start watching, looking through the herd with his binoculars. Shit, where is she? Where is she? Where is she? He can't find her. And then after a while, the shooting stops. There's a fucking, he doesn't see anybody standing up. Just a bunch of bodies laying down. And he can't help but to think that, shit, this is it. I just lost Clem. My big sister that been caring for me ever since I was a baby. I'm all alone now. I can't do nothing. Fuck, man, it's over. And he wants to scream. He's pissed at the people underneath him. He wants to shoot them, but he can't, because he doesn't want to get discovered. He's gonna maybe die if he gets discovered. So all he does, man, is just sit there and he weeps, he crying, he like try to be he collect all his strength to be as quiet as possible. And he just sitting there. All he could do there is sit there and wait until the people leave. So that's what he does. Sit there. He's sitting there crying. Then we cut back to Clem's perspective. Now she's hearing that the gunfire has stopped and she can't even breathe underneath all these walkers, so she has to get up, otherwise she's gonna black out and shit like that. She tries to push all the walkers laying on top of her. There's like a lot of walkers. I don't know how many, but it's heavy. So she pushing. You get this quick time thing, right? A, mash A, Q. So she pushing. Looks like she's getting a day off of them. Bam! It's too heavy. They fall back like a heavy blow on his chest. Bam! It knocks the air out of her lungs. This fucking shit when they fall back. And she panicking. She tried to gasp for it, you know what I'm saying, like that. And every breath getting heavier. You get this red glow, like the game over shit about to happen and shit like that. And she keep thinking like, fuck, man, this is it. This is where my shit ends, bro. I can't get out of it. It's too heavy. I can't breathe. Shit, fuck me. What am I gonna do? She panicking. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Then she thinks of AJ. She thinks of all the people she lost along the way. She doesn't want AJ to go through that pain of losing her. She has felt too much pain losing everybody around her that she loved. She has to get out of here for AJ. So yeah, she thinks of a solution in the moment. She grabs a hunting knife. She got a hunting knife, you know what I'm saying, the big ass knife. And she starts sawing off limbs of the walkers on top of her. She starts sawing off, you know, cutting off arms, cutting off legs, cutting off the heads, you know what I'm saying. It's nasty, you gotta do this though, because it evenly distributes shit and shit like that, you know what I'm saying. So it's way easier for her now. It's not as heavy to crawl and push and go through the herd. So she going through limbs now. She throwing away torsos and shit like that. It's instead of fucking whole bodies, it's limbs and torsos. So because of this, yeah, she manages to crawl outside of her, the sea of walkers, and grasp for air. Yeah, thought we were gonna kill our Clem. Nah, it's just a fake out. Yeah. Then when she get outside of the sea of walkers, she sees a bunch of people in the distance, you know what I'm saying. They don't see her because they're pretty far away, and they're also finishing off walkers in the ground because they're coming her way and they don't want to step on the live walkers, so they're finishing off walkers on the ground, so they're looking down, you know what I'm saying. So she sees them. So what's she gonna do now? She can't really run away because then they might notice her and shit like that. And yeah, so what she doing is she hides behind the gas tank fingerling station fingerling this thing. She hides behind it and waits. The people are coming closer and closer. They're looking for the gas. So now they're in arm's reach, you know what I'm saying. Clem takes a hostage. She jumps up from behind with one hand with a knife towards hostage's throat and the other hand holding a gun towards another person. So 2 birds in 1 stone. She like, I don't want any trouble. And the people around there like, what the fuck you doing? If you don't want any trouble, why you taking a hostage then? She like, I can't be too careful these days, you know what I'm saying. I'm sure you know. I don't know you, and this gives me leverage. The person being held hostage is very calm and low-key, doesn't give a fuck, you know what I'm saying. He's sarcastic, even though he got a knife towards his throat. So he's like, it's alright, we'll let you go, and we'll be on our way if that's what you want. The other person in the group is like, Luis, it's not alright. She got a knife towards your throat. Clem like, I'm just gonna walk out of here, walk through this herd, you know, walk through this sea of walkers. I'm gonna go in the woods, don't follow me, and I'll release him when I'm gone. People around there like, how can we trust you? How do we know you don't have more people somewhere else waiting to kill us and take our supplies? They like, you ain't going nowhere. She like, you're gonna have to take the risk of letting me go, or your friend here ain't gonna live to see another day. Cam doesn't want to kill anybody, but she will if she has to, because getting to AJ is all she has on her mind. Somebody tries to be sneaky and try to aim a gun at Clem's head. She notices and aims it back, aims her gun back, and she's like, don't try me. I told you, I just want to leave without any problem. If you manage to live so far, if you still here and manage to live so far, you know there's not a lot of friendly people left. The world's changed. Put yourself in my shoes. I'm just taking this hostage as a precaution, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all could pop me anytime, the moment you see me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just taking it as precaution. Put yourself in my shoes, and I'll let him go once I'm in the woods. The guy replied with a light tone, you know, name's Luis, by the way. And Clem like, shut up. Luis says, let me get a say in at least, you know what I'm saying? I'm the one with the knife towards my throat. So he's like, guys, I really don't feel like dying today, and this, you know, having a knife towards my throat isn't the most comfortable situation right now. Better walk me into the woods, and if I don't come back after a while, just go after her. She's not stupid. She knows she's outgunned right now. And I don't blame her for taking this precaution, you know what I'm saying? Like she said, the world's changed, and you know, there's not a lot of good people you live. There were people asking, Luis, are you sure about this? He like replied, he like, wait, let me think. Yeah, I'm sure. Luis pretty calm, and he kind of sarcastic, even though he have a knife towards his throat and shit like that. Clem notices that. So Clem and Luis start walking towards the woods nearby. The other people stay behind. Louise nods to a person when when him and Clem pass by. They nod towards each other. Anyway, they walk pretty deep into the woods. Her plan is to wait until the people leave and then get out of the woods and go get AJ from the tree, you know what I'm saying? She lets Louise go, but she still has her gun, you know what I'm saying, pointed at him. And then she like start walking. He turns around and smiles and says, "You seem very capable out there, you know what I'm saying? You went through that hurt all your own? And you didn't even take the risk of showing yourself without taking a hostage as leverage, you know what I'm saying? That's a good precaution to take. I'm mad at that shit." So Clem don't care what Ethan mad at that shit or anyway. She repeats herself, start walking as she cocks her gun. She wants Louise and the group to get out of here ASAP so she can get to AJ, you know what I'm saying? Louise puts his hands up and he's like, okay, I'm gonna start walking, but I'm sorry about this. Like you said yourself, there aren't more people, there aren't a lot of good people left. And then bang! A lot of people walk up from the woods, you know what I'm saying? Louise was talking so the people in the woods, they wouldn't be heard, you know what I'm saying? He was talking to Clem and trying to make conversation stall him so that Clem wouldn't pay attention to people sneaking up behind her. And that's what that nod was, you know what I'm saying? So the people that stayed behind, they signaled the walkie-talkie to the people, because there were a lot of people. There were people that went into the woods in part 2. So yeah, Louise smart like that, you know what I'm saying? He like, yeah, signal with the eyes and then the walkie-talkie and then they show up behind her. And now, Clem is surrounded by a circle of guns, you know what I'm saying? She doesn't have Louise in her, you know, hands. She has no hostage. So, the people are like, drop that gun right now. And she has no choice because she ain't got no person with a knife towards their throat. So she drops the gun and then they're like, get on your knees. So they walk closer to her, then they tie her up, tie her hands up. And then Louise kneels towards her, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, I'm sorry. You understand, eventually. She want to spit in his face or tell him to fuck off, but that's not the most smartest thing to do right now when you got guns. So yeah, she just quiet. So Louise tells her, you know what I'm saying, we can't take the risk of you going to another community and bringing them our way. So they start to take Clem, you know, she tied up and shit like that. They started to take Clem and they start walking towards the minibuses they got parked earlier. And Clem up in the tree sees, you know, shit happening, and he happy, man. He happy as fuck that shit. Clem's alive. He wanna like say something, but he can't because they're gonna notice him. And he's like, fuck. But they got her hostage though. I'm happy she's alive, but he did get, what is this? They got her tied up. So he takes out his gun, you know what I'm saying? He wanna shoot. Then Clem sees that shit because Clem knows which tree he ate up in, so she sees that shit quickly. So what Clem does is he's like, no! And then shit, ear rape. She's like, no! And then she's struggling and shit like that. There's a fucking like struggle. And the no was hinted towards AJ, but she starts struggling, so they're not thinking, why are you screaming no randomly? So she starts struggling, and the scuffle breaks out and shit like that. So the people, they ain't got no choice but to knock her out. So that's what a person does. Takes the back of his rifle, bam! Clem said, boo! She get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, during the scuffle, a walkie-talkie was dropped. They were all part of Clem's plan, you know what I'm saying? The scuffle and shit like that. Unfortunately, he got knocked out. They put it in the car and they drive away. And they like, fuck. But what AJ notices is there's a walkie-talkie on the ground after they drove away. Clem manages in the scuffle to manage to like kick a walkie-talkie off of somebody. But yeah, and since shit was hectic and shit, they didn't pay attention to them dropping a walkie-talkie. So, this was her plan all along. After the people drive off, AJ's sitting there, he's like, fuck bro, what the fuck, they got Clem. But he rappels down the tree and he picks up the walkie-talkie, okay? So now, we cut to Clem. She's been now blindfolded after being knocked out, so she wakes up and everything's black, you know what I'm saying? She hears herself being driven in the car and shit like that. Then, they walk her, she's like, fuck man, what am I gonna do? She blindfolded and shit like that. They put her down, she feels she's being handcuffed. They fucking handcuff her to a bed, then they take the blindfold off. So, after they take the blindfold off, she sees that she's in a cell. In front of her are 3 armed guards and Louise standing there. And Louise tells her once again, I'm sorry, but as I told you, we can't take the risk of you being a bad person, having a community, and bring them our way, you know what I'm saying? Alright? You'll understand soon enough. Then Louise walks off. Then a guy with a mullet comes in and a woman looking like a nurse, got that nurse clothes on. And then the guy with the mullet like, hey, I'm Marlon, and this is our nurse, Sarah. Clem is fucking pissed, so she doesn't say anything. She doesn't want to say anything. She doesn't want to, you know, be hectic or like be mad at them because, you know, they got armed guards and shit like that. She just, right now, she just gonna be quiet and see what happens, you know what I'm saying? Then Marlon like, sorry about capturing you and my people knocking you out. See, you can't be careful these days, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I heard from Louise that you know that already. And besides, they wouldn't have knocked you out if you, didn't resist that much. I know we look like assholes right now, but I promise you, we are not assholes. We just don't want to take the risk, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure you know that. We don't want to take the risk of you spotting our community bringing bad people here. Anyway, Clem looking at Marvel, she still don't say anything. She just looking at him pissed. Then Marlon says, okay, so we're going to take a look at that head of yours and put some bandages on it, probably, you know what I'm saying? Because you're bleeding, you know. We could, let your head keep leaking and shit like that and save our supplies, you know what I'm saying? But, like I said, we're not assholes. Clem don't say anything, but she let the nurse, you know what I'm saying, take a good look at her head and bandage her up and shit like that. Then, Marlon decides to show her around his community, you know what I'm saying? He also makes sure to show the amount of armed people there is in case Clem tries anything, you know what I'm saying? So Clem's not handcuffed no more. Clem's not tied up. She walking around with a bandage around her head. Marlon showing her around. But you know what I'm saying? There's armed people everywhere. So if Clem tries something, that's dumb. Anyway, as they walking around, talking and shit like that, Clem notices there's a lot of kids and teens around here. Come to think of it, she hasn't seen an old person yet. Only what looks to be young adults. Marlon notices the surprise on Clem's face and tries to engage in conversation because it's only been a monologue so far, him explaining about shit. Since Clem sees there are kids around, she thinks that these people might not be the biggest assholes, but still, she's still on her guard because, there were kids in Carver's community and we all know how that worked out. So anyway, they start talking casually, and then Clem explains how she been on the road, with AJ and shit like that. And she explains about AJ and asks for help. And Marlon says, of course, you know what I'm saying. Kids are safe here. Keep us safe. Yeah, we make sure of that. So then, she explains how she need a walkie-talkie to get in touch with AJ. So, she explains how she, struggled and shit like that. So the walkie-talkie was dropped down. And then Marlon like, shit, you smart, man. Yeah, I'm impressed by that shit. So then, Clem get a walkie-talkie. She gets in touch with AJ. And they find AJ because they're talking to him. He didn't go that far. And they bring him back to the boarding school. So yeah, Clem and AJ get a cabin to sleep in. There are guards around the cabin though, because the community still gotta take, precautions, whatever you call it, because they don't know Clem and AJ. But they let them have their own cabin to sleep in. So AJ pretty happy because this looks like maybe we got a new community and shit like that. So he asking Clem, can we trust people? Clem like, hey, you never know. People change and shit like that. You never know. But it looks like Clem and AJ might finally have a community to stay in. Next morning, Marlon takes Clem and a couple of people hunting while AJ stays inside the boarding school. Clem doesn't want to split up with AJ, but she doesn't have a lot of choice if she's going to gain the people trust. And if she, she got to, earn her keep or whatever fuck like that. They could have killed her in the woods anyway if they were the biggest assholes. They could have popped her in the woods. So that makes her like, shit, man. They could have killed me in the woods. Yeah. If there's a lot of kids here, maybe I can leave AJ at the boarding school while we out doing the bullshit like that. Hunting and shit like that. After the hunt, they bring home some game and shit like that. And Clem gets introduced to more people in the community. Meanwhile, AJ's actually in school. This ain't just a boarding school called boarding school. This is an actual school. They got classes where they teach, math, reading and shit like that, and survival skills. AJ already knows to read a bit, you know what I'm saying, since Clem taught him on the road and shit like that. But yeah, So that's good, but yeah, he learning to read more, math, and survival skills. Still, Clem hasn't seen any old people around, and she kind of suspicious about that. You know, old people, shit like that, only young adults. So she asked Marlon, why aren't there any old people around here? Marlon replies with, you know, it's complicated, but we have other communities basically that we're enticed with. And this is for kids, teenagers, young adults. We're basically here on our own to learn how to survive on our own. And then eventually we graduate to the adult section, you could say. So basically, from early ages, you've seen, you know, we teach survival skills. We teach kids how to shoot guns and shit like that. And then we progress by, you know, hunting, managing on your own, and stuff like that. So then Clem's like, oh shit, that's pretty good. They learn from an early age to be independent and shit like that. So yeah, that's good. Anyway, so then Clem like, yeah, maybe you could show me the adult community sometime. Marlon replies with, yeah, maybe, but that's gonna, you know, be a while and shit like that. And Clem notices, hey, what? He got a little bit awkward all of a sudden. But oh well. While Clem going through the community, being showed around more, she being introduced to people. She passes by a girl named Violet. She tries to say hi, shake her hand, but Violet like, nah, crosses her hands and very grumpy. So Clem's like, yo, what's her problem, you know what I'm saying, to Marlon? And then Marlon's like, she's just very grumpy and stuff like that. It's best if we just leave, don't pay her no mind, you know, say don't mind her. And then she like, okay, let's keep, then they keep on walking and shit like that. So then after a while, been a couple of minutes, you know what I'm saying, maybe almost an hour, walking around, doing shit, getting to know each other more. Marlon tells Clem, hey, I gotta bounce, take care of some personal business, you know what I'm saying? Why don't you wait with AJ in the classroom and shit like that? So she's like, alright. She walking, she like looking at AJ happy that he's learning, you know what I'm saying? She doesn't say anything, she just sit down in the classroom. And then, you know, lesson goes on, survival skills, himmy. Then she looking outside the window, you know what I'm saying, where she's sitting. She see Marlon standing there waiting. And then a car pulls up. Bam. Out of the car, she see her first old person. Out of the car walks out a bald-headed guy talking to Marlon. And then, you know, they look like he a little bit mad at Marlon. He pointing fingers, looks like they're arguing. Clem can't hear what they're saying because, you know, far away. And then they talk for a while. The guy taps Marlon on his shoulder, gets in his car, and drives off. Clem get a little bit suspicious, you know, because they look like they were arguing, and Marlon don't look too happy after that conversation. So she gets up to walk out of the classroom. Then the teacher, you know what I'm saying, the teacher lady, whatever, not an old person, but yeah, teacher is like, where you going? Didn't Marlon tell you to stay here, you know what I'm saying? And then she like, I just gotta go use the bathroom, okay? So they got bathrooms. They got the old car, you know what to do, yeah. There's no plumbing required. They basically shit in a hole and then they dig that, yeah, you know those bathrooms. Anyways, she wants to get a strap. Actually, she wants to go to her cabin and get a strap, but she can't since there are armed guards around everywhere. That's gonna look hella suspicious. So she just goes in the bathroom, pretends to go to the bathroom. So yeah. Then she comes back to the classroom, and then Marlon is there now, standing there. She asks him, what was going on out there? I saw y'all through the window. Marlon then explains that dude is from the adult community, and he's not happy with some personal things, but it's nothing to worry about. Clem is suspicious, but she doesn't want to, you know, ask too many questions because that might be taken the wrong way. And Marlon looking at her, you know, like, shit, she looks like she's suspicious. So then Marlon like, look, you can trust us. We're not assholes. We have kids around. We wouldn't have kids around if we weren't assholes. Hearing that lowers Clem's suspicion, but once again, Carver had kids around. So she's still not, you know, completely, she's still not, you know, she's not letting go of her guard. She still has a guard up, but she decides to give this community a chance. She's been on the road with AJ for a long time, and she's sick of that shit. So even though shit is a little bit suspicious, she decides to give them the benefit of the doubt, and Clem and AJ tries to make this shit work, you know what I'm saying? Stay at the boarding school. Then we got a 2-month time skip. everything be running smooth, bro. Like shit. Clem and AJ happy. They doing everything be looking good. They got basically. Hey, my bad. Hey, we ain't professional out here. So basically, Clem, she with a group with new people. You know what I'm saying? The different groups. That's, you know, the veterans, people that been there for a while, and then the freshmen. You know what I'm saying? You could say Clem is a freshman to this. So Clem and the freshman, they are hunting. You know what I'm saying? She ain't, her wound healed. She ain't got no bandage anymore. They are hunting in the woods. You know what I'm saying? She isn't watched anymore, and it seems like the community, you know, trusts her. You know what I'm saying? She've always worked inside of the walls for these 2 months, feeding the cattle, tending the crops, and hunting wildlife, but in a radius inside of the walls. The only people that go far away outside of the walls are the old heads, the veterans, you know what I'm saying? Like Luis. Luis been here for a while, so everybody that been here for a while, they go outside, do outside missions, like get gas, shit like that. So anyways, she with a group of teens and young adult, they hunting, they get the shit, they walk home. So, while they walk home, Clem running into Violet again. This time Violet gets in front of Clem and like, I'm sorry about earlier. Alright, that I didn't say hi to you. It's just that I didn't want to talk with you while we were being watched. Then another group from the, you know, the freshman community that they walking with, because Clem not alone. She's not being watched by Marlon and Garch, but she's still with the freshmen. Then a person from the freshmen like, I know you. They told me about you. They told me you're crazy, make up stories and things like that, and that's why you stay inside of the walls. Then Violet ignores that shit, and she's like, Clem, listen. Hey, they introduced. This place ain't what you think, alright? You in danger, you know what I'm saying? You and the kid both, or some shit like that. But after she said that, nobody listens to her. Clem doesn't reply. She's like, okay, that's suspicious. But everybody forming a sheep mentality, you know what I'm saying? Everybody like, nah, you crazy. Hey, people be telling us about it. They warned us about you, man. We've been here for like 2 months now and we haven't seen anything suspicious. You crazy. So then Violet's like, fuck shit, man. This always happens, you know what I'm saying? Because this ain't the first time Violet been warning people. But nobody believe her. So she looking like she crazy. Then, you know, Clem and the others, they walk by. After the incident with Violet, Clem is still suspicious, but she still don't want to let this go. She is sick and tired of being on the road. You know what I'm saying? Shit seems to be working. Even though there's been some suspicious incident, she still want to stay for AJ. Anyway, 2 weeks pass by and everything still seems to be fine. Clem currently feeding some pigs and shit and refilling water for the cattle, you know what I'm saying? AJ is in class, you know what I'm saying? Then, all of a sudden, at the gates, 4 minibuses come out by. You know what I'm saying? Out steps the bald dude from way back earlier, 2 months ago, that we seen before. He steps out again, and he got a bunch of people with him. They're let their gates open, they walk in, you know what I'm saying? Then Marlon come out, and he a little bit panicked, and he like, hey, just please give me some more time. She's almost paid us back. Guy said, shut up, it's time. She almost had 3 months. Bring the new people too, you know what I'm saying? They gotta see this. Marlon replies, they're not ready. Marlon replied, I don't care. Then Marlon like, Nate, listen, they are not ready. And then Nate, you know what I'm saying, replies, listen, kid. If she would have paid us back sooner, this wouldn't have happened. We gave her a lot of time. And it's time for the new people to transition to the next step. Then everybody from Clem, every freshman, Clem included, they get gathered up. But no kids under 10. So AJ staying in class. Nate standing there in front of all of them, and Marlon introduced him. Everyone, this is Nate. He's the leader of the adult section. Nate says, you've all been here for quite a while now, you know what I'm saying? So it's time I explain and show you a few things that'll prepare you to transitioning to the next step into becoming a more capable survivor. We're all gonna take a road trip. Clem doesn't want to split up with AJ since this does not look good. Things looking heated, you know what I'm saying? She tries to talk to Marlon so she doesn't have to go, but Marlon says, so sorry, Clem, I can't decide. Then Marlon says, Nate, come on, they're not ready. Then one person takes that as shit, they underestimated. Then one person, he misunderstanding Marlon saying they're not ready. Then this person and the freshman, he's like, don't underestimate us, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're ready. Whatever it takes to prove ourselves, we'll do it. And then they like, I like your spirit, kid, you know what I'm saying? Good, that's a good spirit, son, you know what I'm saying? So basically, Clem can't do shit right now. She's surrounded by, you know what I'm saying, Nate's men, and they aren't, you know what I'm saying? So what you gonna do? So she follows the new group, and she get to the minibuses. But they get blindfolded before they, you know, they boom boom. But people starting getting blindfolded. And then people start panicking. They're like, yo, what the fuck, man? Why are you blindfolding us? And then they like, hey, I'm sorry, we can't take the risk, alright? We just gonna drive you to community. Don't worry, nobody's gonna get hurt. Calm down, alright? Then people like, nah, I'm out of here, man. I can't do this. Then Nate, like, one of Nate guys, nah, you ain't got a choice. And he aims his rifle at him. And then everybody like, shit, but we can't do shit with our gun. We ain't armed. So basically everybody like, ah, shit, we gotta listen. We ain't got no choice. Clem's like, fuck. What the fuck am I gonna do? Shit. So Clem ain't got no choice. While everybody getting blindfolded, she in the minibus, everybody getting blindfolded, shit like that. She see Marlon walking, you know, into boarding school in the building, you know what I'm saying? She comes out, he comes out with Violet. He comes out with Violet. She's tied up, she's gagged, she look like she crying and shit like that. But then Marlon giving away Violet to Nate's and shit like that. Then Marlon walked by Clem window in the minibus, and he sees her, and then he walk up to the window and like, so sorry, you'll understand soon. I'll explain later when you get back. So Clem gets blindfolded, and then the car starts driving off. And then while they're, you know, on the road, you know, driving and shit like that, one person like, crying and shit like that, yeah, we gonna die, And then one of the adults, you know what I'm saying, adult section people, he like, calm down, I've been in your shoes before, nobody's gonna die. This is just another step of learning y'all how to survive, being more capable survivor, alright? We just blindfolding you just in case y'all don't see. It's like when you came here to the boarding school, y'all got blindfolded so you didn't see. Anyway, then they arrive. Everyone blindfold get taken off, they step out of the car, you know what I'm saying, and now it's nighttime. They're now at the adult section and shit like that. Clem spots Luis. Looks like he followed along too. Nate steps out with the girl that gagged earlier. Then he started speeds. Everyone on Nate's men, they lift up their guns, circling around the freshman kids and pointing a gun at them. Nate says, don't worry, we ain't gonna shoot you. But I don't want y'all, you know, interrupting me. You can talk when I'm finished, alright? Otherwise, well, you know what I'm saying, they might just shoot you. Yeah. So then Nate, he bring out Violet. He got Violet, you know, on her knees. She tied up, gagged, yeah. Then he like, welcome. Y'all been here for quite a while now. And Marlon says you aren't ready, but I think you are. And yeah, don't interrupt me once again. Otherwise, woof. But anyways, don't worry, you ain't gonna die. So back to my point. All of you standing here today are the future of this community, of this world. And we want to make sure that you have the means to survive at any cost. That's why we teach kids around here to use weapons early on. That's why we got the class, you know what I'm saying? That's why there are no old people, and we let y'all be independent. We help you when it's really necessary, but most of the time we try to let y'all be independent and manage on your own. And yeah, so survival depends on working together and not thinking about yourself like this guy right here. And he referring to Violet. So what has she done? She swayed me down. She did something for Mario, Alabama, countryman. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But by the way, this is Nate from 400 Days. Whatchamacallit? Why? I'll let y'all know why. Yeah, well, and shit like that. Eye colors are different and shit. How I wrote it, how I fit it in. But anyway, Violet right here, she tried running off and stole food and medicine from y'all. We caught her, took all the supplies back, but then we kept her inside of the walls, you know what I'm saying? So she couldn't run off again, and told her she needed to pay for her crime by doing some extra work. Basically, she had to do what y'all are doing right now, but double the shift. Feeding the candle, tending to the fences, tending to the crops, and yeah, cleaning pig shit. But we noticed she was slacking off, not taking shit seriously. Going to the bathroom from long periods of time, and often too, yeah, I'm late, I got a country accent. Taking longer breaks than agreed upon. So after the first month of bad work, we told her, honey, we ain't stupid. We see the shit that you go doing slacking off. We extending your working time, double the shift, paying off for the crime to 2 months. And we told her, if she don't work seriously this time, there's gonna be some serious consequences. Well, she didn't listen to her second chance, and that's why we are here today. This is another part of survival. We have to have strict consequences for people that don't think of others but anybody but for people that don't think but anybody but whom. For people that don't think about others and just think about themselves. So that's why we're here today. If you ask me, we been easy on this guy right here. She almost have 3 months right now. So after they be talking for a while, he takes off Violet's gag so she can talk. She says, "You cut my meals, man. I was surviving on potatoes, and you expect me to work to collapse? That's why I was taking these breaks to rest. I was doing 12 hours of work a day. How you expect me to do that shit when I'm only surviving on potatoes?" Then Nate like, "Well, we can't give the luxury of eating meat to thieves, all right? And besides, you know, that means we could feed children extra meat and shit like that." Now, the kids back at home cannot know about this today, all right? There's a reason why we only have 10 years old and older here with us today. It's a long process of survival, but I think you're ready to see the next step. Then Nate throws a knife at Violet, and then he like pointing a gun at her, and he's like, "You know what to do, honey. You know the punishment of stealing. We gave you a chance to pay shit off with working, but you've been slacking off, so you know what to do. If you want to wake up tomorrow, you're gonna have to do it." So so Violet panicking. She got to cut off one of her fingers. Nate like, "One of them fingers have to come off, honey. Otherwise, there ain't be no waking up tomorrow." So then Violet like, crying and shit like that, but she ain't got no choice. She doesn't want to die. So what she does, she bam, cut off her finger. That's a lot of damage. Shit like that. Everybody like, shit, fuck, bro. What the fuck is going on? This shit is fucked up. They looking all nervous and shy like that, but they can't do anything. They surround. They gotta shut up. They got guns towards them. Shit. So then Nate, he got a metal pipe in the fire and shit like that. It's hot. It's going and shit like that. He throws that at Violet so she can burn her wound shut. So you know what I'm saying. So she doesn't bleed out. So she takes up the metal rod, drops it. It hurts too much, you know what I'm saying. She's like, laying there, pain, you know, shit like that. And Clem like, fuck, I gotta help her. She's gonna bleed out, you know. So Clem like, Clem takes the metal rod or whatever, and then she puts her takes her arm, takes her hand with it bleeding, puts her knee on her like shoulder, elbow, the like, you know, I don't know what 5-0 does when they take you down. So she secures Violet, and then Clem help out Violet, you know what I'm saying. Then Clem gets up, she got blood on her hands, she helped out Violet, and then they like, "Well, you shouldn't have helped her, honey, but I guess we're done here for the day. Luis will take you back," and shit like that. So then Nate walks off, Nate's man walks off, and then Violet look at Clem, and she like, I told you. So we cut her. So after, you know, Violet got her finger cut off, and they driven back to the boarding school, we cut to hours. We cut forward a couple of hours later, and everybody back at the boarding school. Everyone is gathered around, and Marlon meets them to have a speech. Marlon then tells them, you know what I'm saying, "I told you guys when we arrived here that we're not assholes. We're not assholes that people are with us. I try my best. We're not assholes to people that are with us, But people that are against us, we have to have strict rules and consequences too. I try my best to get this not to happen, but I can't decide over Nate. Violet stole valuable supplies that are essential to some people here, you know what I'm saying? Some kids here, you know what I'm saying? If we're gonna survive, we gotta work together at all times, and we gotta have consequences to people that are selfish and don't realize that their actions have negative effect on other people. I hope y'all understand. And as long as you don't do anything wrong like Violet did, nothing will ever happen to you, you know what I'm saying? One person, you know what I'm saying, starts like saying, one person at the freshman, you know, Cartman, yeah, he like, hey, yeah, you know what I'm saying, I agree, man. What she did wasn't right. Some people nod, some people just look down on the ground, you know what I'm saying? Some people like, shit, they don't want to say something. Clem stays quiet because, you know, AJ ain't with her yet, you know what I'm saying? She ain't want to risk splitting up with AJ. Marlon, like, you know what I'm saying? Marlon then says, I suggest you all head to bed and do not start scaring the younger kids around here, you know what I'm saying? Violet been trying to tell them what's going on here, but everybody thinks she's crazy. So that's good, you know what I'm saying? We don't want to scare the kids. Yeah. One person then asks to leave, and then Marlon tells her, come on, be reasonable, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna make it out there. The reason we made it so far is because we have a strong community and strict rules for, you know, for people that try to break that apart. The person then has doubts, and the person is scared, and they change their mind and don't leave because they don't want to take the risk of going out, you know what I'm saying, alone, and, you know what I'm saying, getting torn up, shit like that. Clem wants to leave, but she can't, you know what I'm saying. AJ ain't with her yet. She don't want to get up with AJ. She don't want to split up with AJ again, you know, and have a new frontier situation again. So everybody head to bed, and then Clem, you know, she heads to bed in the cabin with AJ, and then AJ, he notices something is wrong when he meet Clem. But she doesn't want to tell him what happened, because, you know, she don't want to worry him. Best to keep everything calm. The next day, everybody waking up, working in the morning, Clem spots Violet. Clem dropped Violet a note. On the note it says, meet me, you know what I'm saying, this place at night. So they start communicate with notes and meeting late at night, and then they craft a plan. Now what is that plan? Well, you guessed it. They gotta get the fuck out of here because they don't want to stay. Shit like that. But they're trying to be sneaky, you know. They're trying to plan it. They're not trying to bounce right away because shit is kind of, you know, everybody on edge right now. So 1.5 weeks passed by, and they got everything packed. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want to try to bounce right away because, yeah, ice everywhere, shit, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Everybody on edge. So they got their bags packed, you know what I'm saying? And then they try to sneak, you know what I'm saying, up through the gate. Not the front gate, you know what I'm saying? There are guards, you know, night shift, shit like that. So they're sneaking and sneaking, you know what I'm saying? It's dark. Hey, yeah, you know, Mission Impossible, Medical Solid, yeah. Climb over the wall. When they climb over the wall, bam, who's there? Marlon and Rosie, you know what I'm saying? Marlon with his dog, Rosie. He like, you think I'm stupid? You think we haven't seen you sneaking around talking to each other at night? I saw everything, you know what I'm saying? Hey. Yeah, they get into a heated debate, you know what I'm saying? And Clem tells Marlon that, you know, Clem tells Marlon, what's she thinking? You know what I'm saying? This shit is fucked up. What's wrong with you, man? But they start, you know, they start questioning each other morals, and Clem like, hey, you ain't got no morals and shit like that. Then Marlon gets pretty heated about that, and he like, I'm trying to protect you. So guards started hearing that Marlon shouting and shit. So they're like, hey, what was that? We gotta check that out. And then, you know, they flash with the flashlights, and it feels like they're coming and shit like that. And then, you know what I'm saying, Marlon tells Violet and Clem, I'm sorry. I understand why you want to leave, but if you do, I'm gonna have to alert the guards. Otherwise, Nate gonna demote me, you know what I'm saying. Then Violet pulls out a strap, you know what I'm saying, pulls out a strap on Marlon. And then Rosie start going, and then Violet like, you're gonna keep your mouth, you're gonna keep your mouth shut, you know what I'm saying. And then Rosie's like, and then she's like, calm your dog down, or else. And he's like, oh shit, alright, Rosie, calm down. So the dog stopped growling, the dog calm, everybody quiet, shit like that. So Marlon said he gonna alert the guards. He gonna alert the guards after they leave, because otherwise he's gonna get demoted by Nate. So what Violet does is she suggests they kill Marlon. Clem doesn't like that idea, and she starts to think, oh, maybe we can grab him hostage, maybe some shit like that, maybe he could come with us. Either way, if you kill him, if you bounce, if you take him away, people are gonna notice. The guards are gonna notice. You know what I'm saying? So, now you got 3 choices. Kill Marlon. Kill Marlon and Rosie. Take them both hostage. They're coming along with you. Or take the risk of him alerting the guards and just bounce. Let's get into the ending of episode 1. Clem tells Violet, we don't kill him, we take him hostage. AJ notices this and thinks it's good that Clem stopped Violet from killing Marlon. Clem grabs Marlon's walkie-talkie and they tie his hands up and attach him to Rosie's leash. So if Rosie does anything aggressive, Marlon will fall with her, or shit like that. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. Rosie attached to Marlon, shit like that. So they sneak out into the woods and they manage to get away on foot until they decide to, get some rest, make camp in the woods. Marlon tied up to a tree along with Rosie. Then Rosie shit in front of Marlon, and he like, fuck man, that's nasty, bruh. Next morning, Clem comes up with a plan. Back in part 2, Clem parked the car near the gas station that she went to, and it's still there. She doesn't know how to get to the gas station from where they at right now, but since they got Marlon with them and they didn't kill Marlon, Marlon knows how to find the gas station from here. So it takes them 2 days of walking alongside in the woods, alongside the road and shit like that. And they finally get to the gas station, and then they finally find the car, because Clem marked the trees, you know what I'm saying? So they know exactly where the car is parked. If you go back, watch part 2 if you don't remember. Yeah, I did like that. Yeah. Anyway, if they would have killed Marlon, they wouldn't be here. From the walkie-talkie, we can hear that everybody knows what's up. And then we hear Nate's voice. Girls, can you hear me? Where's my buddy Marlon at? If you give him to me, I won't hurt you. Clem and Violet don't answer the walkie-talkie, since they don't believe Nate for a second that he's not gonna hurt them. So AJ frustrated at the boarding school didn't work out, and Clem comforts him. AJ asks Clem, what are we gonna do? She replies with, we keep moving forward. We managed to survive on the road before, goofball. We managed to survive on the road for so long, goofball. Marlon then says this. Hey, there's another community that we trade from time to time with, and they might be different. We don't know them that well, but they seem nice from what I know of them. Maybe we can get in touch with them. Clem and Violet are like, don't trust Marlon for a second. And they're like, do you think we're really this stupid? You're just gonna lead us straight to Nate. Then Marlon says, I could have led you straight to Nate when I showed you where the gas station was. I could have warned the guards before I confronted you, before you ran off. I knew you were planning something with Violet since I saw you guys meeting one night. I tried to stop Nate from getting Violet's finger cut off. You saw that, Clem. I was gonna warn the guards after you guys run off, so I don't get in trouble with Nate, when I could have warned them before. Why didn't I meet you outside the gates with my guns raised? Why wasn't there 10 guards with me? Why was I alone? Clem then realizes, shit, Marlon has a point. He knew they were planning to run off from seeing them meeting at the night. He could have warned the guards before he confronted them. He could have pulled up with guns and 10 armed guards. Marlon then tells Clem, look, just let me radio the other community and maybe they can help. Marlon then gives Clem the channel number on the walkie-talkie to get in touch with the community. And Clem, goes to that channel and puts the walkie up to Marlon. Marlon be like, then Marlon's like, hey, this is Marlon. It's Cassandra. Hey, this is Marlon. Is Cassandra there? I need to talk to her. A voice replies with, She's out on a supply run at the moment. Do you want me to send her a message, or do you want her to radio back here when, you know, she's available and shit like that? Clem then tells Marlon to tell them to radio back when they can, so he does. Then nightfall comes. Clem and AJ be fishing and shit like that, where the episode started out, and Violet keeping an eye out on Marlon. AJ tells Clem, Marlon doesn't seem like a bad guy to me, after hearing what he could have done. Then they grab, you know, a couple of fishes from the fishing and they head back to the camp and campfire shit like that. Clem then walks up to Marlon and says, I'm gonna untie you since I don't want to feed you. Violet tells Clem, what are you doing? He should be tied up always. Then Clem replies with, he could have gotten us killed a long time ago, and if he tries anything, I'll shoot him right in the mullets. She got her gun in her hand ready to shoot Marlon if he tries anything, you know what I'm saying. Rosie's still tied up to a tree and shit like that. And then everybody eating fish, even Rosie, even though she don't like it, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, because your dog don't like fish, you know what I'm saying. But anyway, Marlon finishes his fish quickly and then tells Clem and Violet, I'm sorry about this. If I had any choice, our community would be different. But I don't decide, and if I don't comply, I'll get into the same trouble Violet got into. I told you that we're not assholes as long as you're with us. Well, that's why I'm with them. If I could do anything about it, I would. If I run off, they'd find me, or I'd die on my own, or I'd be fined by the wrong kind of people. It was my only option to survive. Then Violet asks, so why didn't you try to join up with this new community? Marlon says, Nate would have found out and asked them to hand me over. And I'm not sure they would, you know, take that risk to stand against Nate, since I'm still kind of a stranger to them. So why would they risk their own people by keeping me safe? I'll tell Nate, if they help you, I'll tell Nate that you guys ran off and disappeared. You know what I'm saying? And they won't find out. I'll keep Nate at bay. I'll tell him you guys run off, and I'll ask Cassandra to keep y'all a secret, and I'll offer her the double amount of trade that we do. Then Clem asks, why hasn't Nate taken over the place then? Marlon says, why we trade with them is we got a bridge we cross, and the road is blocked further ahead, so they don't allow everybody to pass. And if Nate tried anything, they would blow up the bridge with an instant. You know, they just press the button and boom, blown up by explosives, and then we lose the battle in the longer run. Basically, this is an important supply route for us that we cross, and in return for allowing us to cross, we give them supplies and shit like that. So Nate got the numbers, yes, but if he tried to do anything, he'd be the one to lose in the long run. They don't know about Nate's true ways, since he feared they won't approve of his methods of survival. So therefore we haven't joined up as one big community. We just trade them some supplies and keep our distance. All of a sudden, walkie-talkie finally makes some noise. Psh! Marlon, it's Cassandra. You wanted to talk. That voice on the walkie-talkie sounds familiar to Clem. Clem then lets Marlon hold the walkie-talkie by himself and talk by himself. Marlon then explains what happened. Cassandra doesn't really care and tells him that she's been speaking to Nate. Then Marlon says, listen, you need to help out these people. They have a kid. I will double what I trade you when I cross the bridge next time. Cassandra then replies, weird. Nate didn't tell me you got a kid with you. So you promised to give me the double the supplies, huh, then, Marlon? Marlon says, yes, I promise. Let's just meet up somewhere and then we'll figure it out. Somehow Cassandra's voice is familiar to Clem, but she don't really remember knowing anybody with the name Cassandra. So Cassandra names a spot that's familiar to her and Marlon and says, we'll wait here for 2 hours, and if you guys don't show up, then I'm sorry, I can't help you. Be there when the sun rises. Clem trusts Marlon a lot more after hearing his side of things and realizing how he could have gotten her, Violet, and AJ killed long ago. Next morning, Cassandra's men meet Marlon and company. Cassandra's men tells Clem and Violet to hand over the weapons. They're desperate, and Marlon seems to trust Cassandra, so Violet and Clem hand over the weapons. Then Marlon looks at Clem and says, "Bye bye, bitches!" And then Cassandra's men start spraying Clem and AJ with their assault rifles. Brrrah! And so, our story ends with me being too lazy to finish this properly, so I decided to kill off Clem, Violet, and AJ on the road. Nah, I'm just playing, nah. So, but yeah, Cassandra's men drive them to their bridge community to meet up with Cassandra. Clem, AJ, and Violet are blindfolded by having bags on top of their head, but there's no point in blindfolding Marlon since, you know, he already knows the way. Everybody gets put in a room, and they get handcuffed to a table. Cassandra's men then tells them, "She'll be with you shortly." Then after a while, Cassandra arrives, and she says, well, Marlon, looks like you're gonna be paying me double the supplies." Cassandra's voice keep bugging Clem, you know what I'm saying? This is so familiar, but she doesn't know anybody with the name Cassandra. Her babysitter was named Sandra, but she's dead. So why is this voice so familiar to Clem? Could it be a celebrity or something like that she heard before or something? Anyway, one by one, Clem hears AJ and Violet's bags being pulled off. Then Clem's bag is pulled off, and we finally see who Cassandra really is. Cassandra just looks at Clem in shock and doesn't say anything. She obviously recognizes her. Clem also recognizes Cassandra, and she says, "Holy shit, you gotta be fucking kidding me." Then AJ pops in, "Hey, that's a bad word, Clem." And so episode 1 ends.
لا لا انت اللي بدأت انا اخلص لا انت اللي بدأت شاكر انت اللي شاكر يا اخوان انت اللي بدأت يا سامح لا
Singing over the music.
لا استاذ زياد
I don't want no. So I'm singing over here. You gotta catch him 10 to get percent. Right here, episode 1. Yeah. Did my microphone right here.
Fuck you. You're fucking sick.
If I were
This is how your mother likes it. I bet your mother likes it like this.
this song is dedicated to song to the anus. If we're bleeding out, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Can't wait to play episode 1. Yeah, you know. Yes, you know. Shout out to shout out to all my buddies that, you know what I'm saying? Oh, shit. Yeah, all good in time, man. Nothing but done, yeah. We didn't have met through. If it wasn't for tattoo, my shit is fucked up.
I probably need help. You know what I'm saying? But what are you gonna do? Yeah. Singing to myself, waiting. Tomorrow is the day. The final season. Yeah. If you're watching this, I don't know, man. Hey, you crazy. You're crazy to have stuck around so far with my shitty content. But thank you for sorry for ripping your ears. Got a lot of shit inside me that I need to let it out. I don't know where I would be today if I were making this shit right. This has been very therapeutic to me, to be honest, man. Hey, oh well, what are you gonna do? Anyway, man. Thank you for checking out my shit, the fucking fanfiction, if I wrote a thing within, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Whole lot of gang shit. Hopefully I don't die before the final season finishes.